Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mint Coven. Hi, it's Mint, my meditation room. Today we're going to talk about banishing. Now, banishing someone isn't something that I would usually do. A lot of times people tend to banish in a case where they don't really need to, where they can just separate themselves from the situation without actually having to remove somebody else, you know what I mean? I do believe that it can be very important to banish someone from your heart, especially if you are in a relationship with someone, romantic or non, who is very toxic for you, who is hurting you spiritually, making you feel lost, out of control, not like yourself. Sometimes, unfortunately, we still have feelings for those people and we need to remove them from our lives, remove them from our hearts. So that's why I'm like, you know what? It's necessary. I will also show you a little bit of a heart healing spell. They both use mostly the same materials. You're going to be using herbs, you're going to be using felt or any kind of fabric that you have, scissors, of course, and some embroidery floss or string. Let's talk about the heart healing first, since that's putting something together instead of breaking something apart. So for the heart healing spell, you're going to be sewing a small heart for yourself. Let me just show you, because I did do one on, I did an Instagram post for one of the groups that I'm involved in. It's called Bright Coven. It's a group of wonderful people that I met through the internet. We are sharing our knowledge on the Bright Coven Instagram. If you guys want to follow, I'll put the handle somewhere. This is the heart that I used. I used burgundy felt. I also used some light blue or kind of cerulean embroidery floss. And to fill the heart, I'm using lavender, skullcap, and raspberry leaf. So in this little ritual I would use ocean jasper because it is very emotionally healing, as well as some rose quartz and some mangano calcite. I have some clear quartz and a couple of phantom quartz back there as well. A heart healing candle, and then I was burning some strength incense in here that I made. If you guys are interested in incense blends made with herbs, let me know, because I totally love making those and I would love to sell some of those in my Etsy shop. So what you do for this one is you cut a heart shape out and then you're going to sew it together, and while you're sewing it together you're going to be reciting a mantra. You can use blue or green for healing, you can use red for just generic loves, pink for very soft, very gentle sort of love. It's up to you. You can use a color that just reminds you of you as well, because this is what this heart is representing, your personal heart, your human baby body heart. So once you get your felt, you're going to cut out the heart shape, and then you're going to take those two pieces of felt and you're going to imagine that these are your hearts. You're going to cleanse this felt like you'll be cleansing your heart from any kind of bitterness and anger that's in there. So get your cleansing tool of choice. If you're someone that uses a spray, then spray that felt. If you're someone that likes to use a smoke, a sage smoke, or any other herbal smoke, then go ahead and let that smoke waft over your heart. Imagining that you're clearing your own heart of any bitterness and anger. Like I said, you're clearing your own heart of any funk that's on it, so that it's very clean, so that when you're filling it with your herbs, it's being filled with nothing but love and healing and happiness. Nothing else that's yucky is residing in your heart anymore. After you've cleansed it, you get your needle and thread. I use the cerulean, like I said, to represent healing and communication with my higher self. That way, you know, as you're sewing the heart up, you're sewing in healing, you're sewing in your strongest intuition, so that in the future, you'll be able to see a little bit ahead. And if there are red flags flying up, you can say, no, thank you, and just avoid that situation altogether. You know, just avoid having your heart broken just altogether. So as you're sewing up your heart, you're sewing it up clockwise, because you're bringing in this energy of happiness, of healing, of love, all the way around, but not all the way close, because at this point, you're going to add the herbs. So you can choose whatever herbs you like, or you can use the same herbs that I did. Honestly, I use raspberry leaf. It's a very sacral herb. It takes care of your reproductive system, let's put it that way. It's really important to kind of cleanse and protect and heal that area when you're getting over a heartbreak, because we all know that sometimes, even though we know it's bad for us and we know we shouldn't do it, and our heart is breaking and we're hurting, we try to use sex as a way to be closer to that person again, or to be closer to somebody else, and that is not always the best for us. Okay, so I'm your mint mama. I'm just trying to help you out. Your mama loves you. Red raspberry leaf is great for healing reproductive organs and releasing that person's hold on them. Okay, I used red raspberry leaf, I used lavender, which is very calming and healing, and I used skullcap. Skullcap is wonderful for fidelity. It's wonderful for making you loyal to yourself and your own heart, instead of giving your heart away to anybody who was, you know, smiling at you. That sounded harsh, and I didn't mean it in a way like stop giving your heart away to anyone who smiles at you. What I mean is, if you're someone who's very open to love and who's very forgiving and loving and accepting of people, no matter what stage they are in their life, it makes it easier for them to take advantage of you. So Skullcap can help you nip that in the bud. I would take those 3 herbs and start filling your heart with those herbs as you're closing it. Also a piece of your hair, a lock of your hair, put that in there with it, because you want this heart to be representing your heart. So you want to put a little bit of yourself in it so that it can kind of recognize your energy. And you don't need a huge chunk of hair. Just, you can literally use a small bit of hair. It's okay. Some people choose to use saliva. Some people choose to use blood or something like that. All you really need is a bit of yourself to go in there. Saying your mantra, whatever your mantra is. I do have a mantra, a really quick one that I wrote for the Bright Coven post. So I'll post that in the description box so you can read that if you want to use that. You can write your own, absolutely. I always recommend writing your own spells, your own mantras, whatever. But you can also find one on the internet. Anything that speaks to you, that makes you feel like I'm healing myself with these words, use that. Close it, tie it off, sit with it for a little bit, put it right over top of your heart. Say that mantra one more time, very loudly, very firmly, and then you're done. If you need to cry, go ahead and get your cries out. Try to bring yourself out of that state. You don't want to wallow in your sadness. That sucks. This heart being closed and putting the healing herbs in there, putting a bit of yourself in there, represents the beginning of your healing. So you don't want to take a step back and go back and reminisce on all the blah, 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 blah. No, you are healing now. So this heart represents your moving forward. Take that heart after you feel like you've meditated with it for a while, you're feeling good, put that under your pillow at night, and then as you're going to sleep, just imagine that your heart is continuing to heal overnight. You can leave it under your pillow for as long as you want to. I say 4 days is fine, but if you feel like you need it there longer, then put it there longer, boo. Like I said, it's up to you. I'm gonna put my clothes back on. So now that we've talked about a love healing spell, now we're gonna talk a little bit about banishing. You can do the same thing for a banishing spell this way. Instead, you're gonna take a black fabric and cut out your heart in a black fabric. And I would also take black thread, and I would sew this time counterclockwise and not clockwise. You're going to use black pepper, you're going to use poppy seeds, and you're going to use a lemon peel. And you're going to put those 3 things inside of that heart. Instead of the happy herbs, we're putting in expulsion herbs. We're putting in get out of my heart herbs. So you're going to put your 3 herbs in there, and you're going to write their name on a piece of paper and put that in your heart as well. Sew this up counterclockwise because you're removing them out of your heart. So sew up your heart counterclockwise. Write yourself a mantra. This person is no longer in my heart. I don't need them. I don't want them. I don't belong to them. My heart does not belong to them anymore. Whatever you want to say that while you're sewing it up. Believe it, believe it, believe it. It's done being sewn up. You take it, you hold it, and you release them. Say it out loud. I release you from my heart. I no longer belong to you. You do not belong to me. My heart is not yours. Release them. Depending on the intensity of how badly you need this person out of your life, that's how you're going to present the words that you say to this heart. You can yell at the heart if you want to, and make sure that whatever the words that you're saying pertains to your personal situation. This is why I always say write your own spells, write your own mantras, because sometimes someone else is saying something softly, like,
well, I don't belong to you, you don't belong to me, goodbye.
But sometimes the situation is
like, get away from me, get out of my life, my heart does not belong to yours, I don't feel the need to protect you anymore, I don't feel the need to love you anymore, goodbye.
You know what I mean? Switch up the intensity based on your own situation. Now, after you've said your mantra, enough times you feel like it's strong, take the heart apart. Take the string back out, those herbs out, burn the paper with their name on it, burn those herbs and get it out of there. I would suggest not burning it at your house, but if you have to burn it in your house, do it outside of your house, maybe out on the front lawn. Burn the paper, burn those herbs, burn your little felt guy.
Throw it away.
Get rid of it. Take it far away from your home, put it in a dumpster. This person has no control over you anymore. Get rid of it. Make it gone. Don't put it in running water. Don't put it somewhere lovely. Don't plant it with a bunch of flowers. Put it in the dumpster. Put it in a pile of doo-doo. Get rid of it. And then after that, I would suggest doing the heart healings. Maybe I should have done them in reverse. Banishing and then heart healing. But I do recommend after that healing your heart and building yourself back up, because you've just gotten rid of something that was really heavy and really weighed on you. And after that weight is lifted, you want to cleanse your heart, make it happy, and protect it from that happening again. Yeah. I should have done them in the other order. So there you go. There's a quick little exercise that you can do for healing your heart or for banishing someone from your life. I will definitely do more heart healing and banishing videos separately. I just wanted to make this one today because I was seeing a lot of sad posts on Facebook and on Twitter about Valentine's Day, and I'm like, I know it sucks. And I did a self-love exercise, which is nice to build yourself up, but some people really needed the banishing, get the fuck out of here energy as well. And don't be afraid to do that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be a friend, it can be a family member, it can be a boss. Whoever is hurting you, keeping you from feeling the best way that you can, you want to push them out of your heart. You don't want to feel like you're obligated to love them anymore. It's hard. It's really hard to do. But sometimes people are not good for us, okay? Sometimes their journey is not aligning with yours and they need some time to grow, or you need some time to grow. So you have to stop letting them into your heart every time they cry, because that's going to keep you stagnant. It's going to keep you from moving forward. And we all want to move forward, am I right? Who doesn't want to move forward and be happy? Thank you guys for joining me today. If you have any videos that you'd like to see from me, I'm going to make a post on Instagram. Hop over to my Instagram at mintfairy and put your suggestions into my story, and I would write them down and keep them all in one place. Okay, I burped, sorry. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Heal your hearts. Live magically.